What's up, and welcome to the No Ceilings podcast on the Turtlesmith Network. Hey, Vincent, how are you?
Don't you start. As soon as we start this thing, I'm doing good. Great. Courtney, I'm doing great.
Great. Well, I am Courtney, and this is Vincent, and today we are building success with no limits. How about that?
Man, let's do that.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk. This episode, and I know I've asked you how you're doing, and I know you're doing great. Mm-hmm. So this episode is about mental health.
Okay.
And while I want to get through the episode and make sure that everybody has the tools that are needed, I think that it's really important that people understand how important mental health really is. Mm-hmm. And that it can be detrimental to the body and the mind if not taken care of properly.
Absolutely.
So this is something I feel like doesn't get discussed the way that it needs to be discussed worldwide. However, in the business world, nobody talks about it because this is a grind. You know, as an entrepreneur, you're grinding all the time. Mm-hmm. And so I think that everybody, if you don't already have a business and you're wanting to start a business, listen, starting and running a business is stressful. Mm-hmm. You know?
Absolutely.
I've done it. You've done it. Some of us have had full-time jobs and done it. Mm-hmm. And it's long hours and low pay at first. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of pressure. But if you don't take care of yourself, then your business is going to suffer too. Mm-hmm. So you have to take into account how important it is to take care of your mental health. So today, we're going to dive into self-care for entrepreneurs. We're going to talk about how to avoid burnout and how to keep your mind right while building your empire. So let's get into step one.
Step one.
Your most valuable business asset is you. And so if you're not okay, then your business won't be either. So the first thing you want to do is prioritize self-care. Self-care does not just mean taking time in silence and woosah or whatever it is that you choose to do. It really is making sure that you hydrate properly. You want to make sure that you get water. You want to eat real food. You know, I have been guilty of this. You can't live off of coffee and fast food forever. We call it dashboard dining. Mm-hmm. You cannot live off of that. You have to really take into account that you have to either get up early enough and fix a proper meal. Make sure that you prepare your water before. If you're one of those people that sleeps to the last second and got to jump up and rush out the door. If you work a 24-hour business, such as being a bail bondsman or something like that, where you don't know when you're going to get a call. You're on call and you just got to go. Right. You want to have something already prepped and ready to go. Some kind of little snack, peanuts, raisins, cheese, any of that you can just grab and go, so that you are getting the appropriate food that you need in order to take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
Another important one is sleep. You need sleep. Boy. Yo, you can't grind and your brain be sleeping. You just moving. Mm-mm. How you gonna do that? So you think you're being productive, pulling all-nighters, but burnouts will slow you down in the long run. So you just want to make sure that you get you have a start time and a stop time.
Yeah.
For a while, you have to do that. I know I will be very transparent in saying, as a bail bondsman, if that phone ring, baby, I'm answering it because I want that money, And so you wanted that money, so you had to get up and go, And then even fast forward into not just working out of my house, because working out of my house, I said, okay, well, if I get a office close by downtown, then I can kind of schedule the time that I'm going to be down there and what time I'll go home, and I turn it off, right?
Right.
Wrong. Didn't do that. Went to, I carried my little computer and my files home.
You just work like that, though.
Pack it up, go down to the office. You at the office after you drop your kids off at school. So you talking about 8:30, 8:45, and then you don't leave till you go pick up your kids from school, and then you take them with you back down to the office until about 10 o'clock at night. That's not healthy.
Right.
That's not healthy. I'll be honest, and I think I took that work. To me, I felt like that was what it took to be successful in that business and make sure that I stayed on top of everything. Eventually, I hired people, and I would leave at a decent hour and things like that. But I took that same work ethic into corporate.
When you were saying that, that's exactly what I seen. I'm like, it's the same thing all over again.
No, baby, no, never again, never will I ever. Don't do that. Don't do that. You will burn yourself out. You will look up and you will feel like you're going crazy.
For sure.
And so, and then not taking time for yourself by doing the little things, by, getting a massage when things seem overwhelming or you have a lot on your plate. Step away, take a walk, or do something that makes you feel good, whether that's listening to music or, whatever it is that you do, prayer, whatever you choose to do that gets you back to a healthier mental space, do that. Because the healthier that you are, the better you perform in business. And that's just the way that it is. That's the reality.
Yeah.
Number 2 is going to be work smarter, not longer. I just said that. Studies show that working in focus bursts with breaks in between make you more productive. You may work yourself into a rabbit hole and you be sitting there for hours. And the reality is if you would have just picked up and took a break, you can, it's almost like your brain does like this calibration.
Recalibrate.
And, recalibrate your brain. You need to step away for a second, recalibrate. You come back, and it seems like whatever you might have been working on is 10 times easier.
I learned that when I was in college to break it all down because you're taking 4 classes and like, how am I going to do all of this work?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And I had a full-time job too. So like, okay, I'm going to put an hour to this, an hour to this, an hour to this, an hour to this. And like you say, when you come back to it, because you get so deep into it and you get like your brain just stops working on that subject. And as soon as you go to something else and come back to it, you're like, I don't know how I was struggling with this, but
but let me get this finished.
I'm trying to get this done. So it's good to step away and to schedule things out. I think organization is a big part of self-care and how you want your day to look.
100%. There are scheduling breaks in your day and so that you can recharge. And then what you just said, organization, scheduling things out. There are so many tools that you can use to do that now. One of them that I really like is there is an app called Notability, and then there's one called Notion. Essentially, they do the same things, but they help you organize any task that you have. Like if you have to do brainstorming, there's templates that you can use to help organize yourself. You can do daily, weekly, monthly planners. They have all of these digital planners and stuff now that make it so much easier. At one point, I used to have all these different books or folders for notes for different meetings that I had or different groups that I was a part of, different projects that I was working so that I could keep track of everything that was going on because I spent hours and hours and hours in meetings all day. And essentially, I realized that, some of these apps have these templates that work a whole lot easier to just get straight to the point and get you, here's my action items. These are the things I need to do. Get it done. So if you have an iPad or I don't know what they call it, a tablet. I'm an Apple girl. Sorry. apple girl.
They gonna eat you up.
They gonna eat me up. I know it's all good. I used to be a Samsung girl. I did like the Androids,
Right.
but I've flipped back and forth a few times. I don't have this is just Apple season.
Right.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
And so anyway, with that being said, I do have Notability, and I really like Notability. As an app to use.
I did the other day, I put into Chat GPT, I need a schedule to incorporate school, gym, kids, this, that.
Yes.
And that thing put out something so comprehensive. It was just like, thank you. That's exactly what I needed right there. It makes everything so much easier. I just shut things off at 3, get into things with the kids. How was your day?
So efficient. It's efficient. It kicks it out for you, and it's like, oh, well, do you want us to put it in a chart format? Do you
want me to make it more efficient for you? Like,
yeah.
Well, yes, I do.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
I didn't even think I did, but now that you ask.
There's so many different things that you can use now to organize your life. Sometimes you can be over-organized. I don't think so. But you can over-organize because it does so much for you. You're like, oh, well, yeah, do this for me. Right. Do that for me. And now you have all these pages. Now you got to implement the stuff.
Right.
So,
you don't want to be so organized that you stress yourself out.
Exactly.
You don't want to be under-organized where you stress yourself out.
Yeah, you gotta find a healthy balance. So once you've kind of organized everything, then you definitely want to ensure that you can implement whatever it is. Yeah, in steps. Okay, this week I'm gonna do this, and in 2 weeks I'll try something else. You hear that too?
Yeah,
me too.
I thought I was.
And so then you want to plan real time off. I am horrible at doing this. Even if it's just a random Tuesday to relax, do it. There are times when I've had so much time built up and I've never used, sometimes you have so much time where you work that, they catch you out. And so I've done that. I've built up hours and hours and hours of time, and people are like, you need to take some time off. Yeah, I do, but we have this going on. And so you don't have the time to actually take time off. Or as a bail bondsman, I grew up on the, bondsmen never sleep. Real bondsmen never sleep.
Ooh.
And so, what? Child, you crazy. Now we do sleep. You better sleep.
Yeah.
You better get you some sleep.
Right.
Because you just never know. So even when you don't have anything going on, like as a independent entrepreneur that doesn't have people working under them, you don't have an office to be at. You may be at home in your office working, but make sure that you schedule and take some time to relax. And not just have, because your mind, when you're a business owner, you're creative. And so in my mind, your brain is just going all the time, thinking of how you can improve your business, your brand. And so you want to make sure that you are taking time to decompress all of that.
Right.
And whether it's by yourself, with your spouse, with your kids, you want to make sure that you do that. And just a warning, if you never take breaks, your body will force you to by getting sick or getting burned out, and don't get to that point, because I have been at that point, and I'll be 100% transparent. I got to the point where I was frustrated and almost to tears every day that I had to get up and get my day started. And I ended up having to, I felt like I was having like anxiety attacks.
Definitely.
And my doctor put me on medicine. Transparency moment. I took one pill and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this. Not for me. I'm not that kind of person. I don't like to take a lot of pills and stuff like that. I would probably would prefer a more holistic approach to things like that, and that's a whole different conversation. However, after taking one, she gave me a prescription for 90 pills, and I took them pills right on back to her. Says, here, you can have these, because that's not for me. I have to find a different way to do this, because I don't want to feel like a zombie either.
Right.
Not only that, I realized if this is what you take for anxiety, I started thinking about it, and I'm like, wow, what about people who have who suffer from ADD, ADHD, that kind of thing, and they put them on that same kind of medicine, and it's supposed to be like calming.
Right.
I felt like a zombie. I couldn't even, how am I supposed to work like this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I just wanted to just be tired and be in my bed resting all day, and I still have stuff to do. You want me to take this medicine in the middle of the day.
Right.
So, that being said, take care of yourself. Don't get yourself so sick that you have to go to the doctor, and the doctor is going to try to prescribe you medicine, because when you have to give it back to them and tell them this ain't going to work, sis, you don't want them to be looking at you with the side eye like, what did you come in here for? So, anyway.
Definitely. And I'll say this about anxiety, the body's fear response. You have to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
It's letting you know something's not right, something needs to be adjusted.
Yes.
So pay attention to your body. It's going to let you know when things are coming.
Early on, it's not going to be something that happens, just one day you wake up and that's it. Like, over time, it's building, and you may be looking at it as, what's one of the things that I, in hindsight, looking back, I'm an early riser. I get up and I get my day going, but I was getting to the point where I was sleeping.
Yeah. And
even my husband was like, you ain't got up and start gallivanting around the town, and just little stuff like that. Your spouse will notice. And so, like, I'm sleeping in, and stuff like that. That's not normal. And I'm thinking that everything is okay, but everything was not okay. And then even after the diagnosis from the doctor, just the all day in the bed kind of thing, So I've learned a lot.
Yeah, so you want to look out for some signs of burnout. And if you're exhausted, even after sleeping, waking up feeling like you're just exhausted, you're irritable, anxious, unmotivated, you start resenting your business, you feel stuck or overwhelmed. Those are all signs of burnout. You gotta be in touch with your feelings, man. You know what I'm saying, bro?
You know what? Say that again, coming from a black man. Say that. Say it. Look in the camera and say it.
You do. You definitely have to be in touch with your feelings. You have to be honest about it.
Yeah.
Let people know how you feel. You don't have to feel, I don't know. You got all this stuff going around, but like a man can't tell you how you feel. I'm going to tell you how I feel. It's
okay to not be okay.
It is.
I think, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to sit on this for a minute, but I have to, because growing up as a little boy, I'm pretty sure that you were told that you got to be tough. You can't cry. You can't do this. That takes you away from not being in touch with your emotions. I'm not a therapist or anything. These are just things that I see, and I have a son. I'm a boy mom.
Right, but as you get older and you come into your manhood, you're like, hold on, I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to be hard today.
Well, it's not even about that. It's just about, it's almost like you can't have an opinion about things because you're sassy or you shouldn't be feeling some type of way, or like some of the stuff, it don't make any sense to me.
I get
But
you.
as I got older, I realized that I really didn't learn how to handle certain emotions, but I had to learn by going to classes and learning coping mechanisms and learning stuff that I was never taught.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How to handle certain stuff. You know what I mean?
Good.
And that's not talked about enough.
That's good.
Or if you don't know that you need help, you need to pay attention to yourself and see what kind of help that you need.
Yeah.
Assess the situation.
Talk to somebody. Don't hold it in. Talk to somebody. Yeah.
It takes a lot of therapy and talking, and you deal with this stuff every day. So
I'm sorry, did you say therapy?
Definitely.
Look in the camera and say that again. I'm so serious. I know that y'all think I'm being funny, but this is important coming from somebody who looks like you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've been to therapy, been to classes, class after class after class. just to learn how to get through a day.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because
That's
sometimes
dope.
just getting through a day is hard.
That's dope.
You know, outside of everything else you got going on, especially if you're a father, a business owner, you got to take care of your family, or you just got to take care of yourself. Shit.
Yeah.
That's a task sometimes in its own.
Legit.
You know, you never know what somebody's going through. So you definitely have to take care of yourself. Some things to help you take care of yourself are to set boundaries. Work is not 24/7. Nothing's 24/7. I'm going to tell you that in my book.
Yeah.
Like, everybody needs a break.
Yeah.
No matter, like, you need a break from your husband. He need a break from you. You need a break from your kids. Sometimes you need a break from yourself.
Yeah. Girl,
know?
cut it off.
Yeah,
Boy,
like-
cut it off.
Stop. What you say he say? Gallivanting?
Gallivanting around the town.
Stop gallivanting around the town.
That's that old school gallivant.
And take care of yourself. One important thing in business, delegating. We got good at that in the military.
Yeah.
Delegate everything. It's the best. Changing up your routine sometimes. Sometimes you just need to reset. I was just thinking about that earlier. And we was talking about Super Mario Brothers and all that stuff. And then Calvin, he's in the quantum world. As soon as we walk in, he's talking about quantum stuff and all that stuff. And I was like, if this is like really a simulation, sometimes you gotta restart a level. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you go all the way back to the first level. You gotta restart the level that you was at. You know what I'm saying? So certain things might happen. It may feel like a pushback, and it's really just a reset.
Like on Mario Brothers when you fall in that hole.
Right, you fall
because you're trying to hit that flag and you fall in the hole.
Yeah.
And it.
You got to start that level over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe you missed something that you could have picked up before you got to before you get to the next level. So sometimes you just need a little reset, change up your routine.
Absolutely.
Stuff like that. The lesson though, burnout is real, and if you ignore it, it will wreck your business. It'll wreck your life, it'll wreck everything. So pay attention. Okay, next step. Build a strong support network. Lord have mercy. Do we got enough time for this one?
Go ahead, break it down.
Okay. Find your people. Those people may not necessarily be anybody in particular. I'll say it like that. It may not be anybody in particular. But when you know those people, make sure that you establish that is a part of your support system. A strong support system is intricate to self-care because when you're down, you're going to need somebody to lift you up.
Hello.
And not somebody that's going to try to chastise you up or kick you while you're down. You need a real support system, somebody that really knows you and what your needs are, not what they think and what they feel and this, that, and the third, what you really need. And you need to be that for them too.
And if you don't have that group of people in your life, then maybe you need to purge some of what you have because that support system is so super important and intricate to your mental health that if you don't have it, you will fail. I mean, mentally you'll fail. Your business could still just be going, but mentally, you like you said, you need somebody that's going to be able to pour into your cup. I think I said this earlier. You can't pay if you have a bank account. You can't use that debit card and swipe it if ain't nothing in there. I mean, you may have overdraft, but it's in the negative. It's only
gonna go so far.
That's in the negative. You gotta have some deposits. You gotta have deposits being made. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if nobody's making deposits into your life, then you might be around the wrong people. So you do have to be very particular at this age and this stage in your life, or when you're implementing something so important
Right.
to you that you have people that are pouring into you and not just deducting, taking away from you.
Right.
So I think that's good. That's good.
Definitely. Those people can be anybody, though. Keep that in mind. But also keep in mind that you don't want to vent to your employees. Those are, that's not your friends. That's not the time to tell about your husband cheating,
None of
this,
that.
that. No, don't do that.
Complaints, what they say, complaints go up, not out.
That's all right. And be honest. It's okay to admit when you're struggling.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, business can be lonely, but don't do it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even another good point is even if you don't have someone that's in the same industry that you can talk to, if you just have other people who have businesses just like you,
Right.
that you can forge relationships with, I think that is a good way to just do brunch and build relationships that way, and just talk about the things that are happening in your business, not so much as to tell your business.
Right.
Because you don't want to do that either, because
Right.
that can get messy.
It can.
But, or if you just have one person, one person that you can talk to about those things, that is going to give you feedback that is worth the listen. Because some
Right.
folks will tell you what you want to hear. You don't want a yes man either. You know, sometimes you do need to hear, what it is that you need to hear. Well, Vincent, you've been working too much.
Right.
I'm watching you crank out, 60 hours a week. That's not healthy.
Right.
At some point, you got to go home and get you some rest. We need to look at you need to think about adjusting your hours.
Right.
So that you can get some rest.
Right.
And you have to also be very transparent with your consumer so that they know what your hours are as well.
Right.
Or the services that you provide. Let those people know that these are your hours of operation, and you will, if you don't get them by 5 o'clock today, you'll return that phone call on the next day.
Right.
I don't have no problem with saying that to you, bro.
You giving me red vibes right now.
Hey, my office hours are 9 to 5.
Oh
seriously,
man, one of the best
you know,
lines
Ever.
ever.
But seriously, it's really important. You can't do it alone. You gotta have a little bit of support system to go to. And, you got to be able to look at the signs for yourself,
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, those are our steps. So I think that we are green lighted to go ahead and go to the successes and failures.
Let's do it.
So you want to do success or failure today?
I'll do the success.
All right.
All right. A small business owner was on the verge of burnout, so they hired a virtual assistant to help with admin tasks. It cost them a little, but they got their time and their sanity back. Now their business is thriving because they're not running on fumes.
I like that story, and I'll tell you why. Because if you are a small business that can't afford to have an admin full-time, you still have so many options. Fiverr, Upworks, the virtual assistants. You can pay people to do tasks, and it may not be something, it may just be part-time. It may just be enough work that needs to be done part-time that you can give them to do, or you can pay them for a project to work on.
Right.
And you may be able to just keep using them when you need them. And so you don't have to have somebody on staff even when you don't necessarily need them all the time.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. You said those is Fiverr and what else?
Fiverr, Upwork, and then there's all these different, this new business, virtual assistant model is really neat too. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna check that out.
All right, let's talk about our failure alert.
Yeah.
An entrepreneur tried to hustle 24/7, ignored all signs of burnout, and ended up in the hospital from stress. Ooh. They had to step away from their business for months to recover. Don't let that be you.
Man.
Child, let me tell you, I know about that.
Yeah.
I know about that. So take care of yourself. That's what it is at the end of the day.
Man, that's the theme of the show, for sure. But those are our successes and failures. We'll move into our action items.
All right.
What you can do right now. Schedule breaks into your day. We talked about using ChatGPT to you can schedule your whole day. What you want your day to look like. Because really, at the end of the day, what are you an entrepreneur for? For your freedom, right? Financial freedom. Do what you love. You know, how do you want your day to look?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And think about your whole day. Think about your family, the things that you want to do on your own, the things you want to do with whoever, you know. Incorporate that to your everyday schedule for your own peace of mind. You know, that'll help avoid burnout in the long run. Set boundaries. Stop working all hours of the night. I mean, that goes with your schedule, you know. Just stick to the script.
Get out my window.
Stick to the script, man. You know what I'm saying? You have a business model in place for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, you got to trust the work that you did, your research, and you got to trust yourself. And part of trusting yourself is taking time to yourself to let your brain let go of all of that work stuff.
Yeah.
All that entrepreneur money making, balling stuff that you got to do every day.
Yeah.
You know, take a break and check in on yourself. After you do this for so long, you'll know when it's time, you know. But don't let it get too long, though, you know.
You know, I said, you know, schedule breaks into your day. Even 15 minutes can help. I just thought about something that I used to do. They have those binaural beats that you can listen to in your ears. You put your earbuds in and listen to it. Right. So I had this one that's called like a 15-minute power nap. And it's supposed to give you, it's supposed to increase your energy by 3 hours.
Wow.
In a 15-minute nap. I don't know the science behind it. I'm not claiming to know that. But I did try it. And I would, you know, just take like a 15-minute break and put them on and sit in my chair and it'd be making a noise. And, you know, I'd close my eyes and then there's a little bell. And the bell rings to try to like wake you back up. It's like, ding. And it's like, your 15 minutes is up.
Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed your time, you know, whatever.
Right.
So I wake up and I would really kind of feel like I got a little bit of my energy back, you know, and that's just a midday thing. Like sometimes people don't, if you have allergies like I do, you can't always go outside and take a walk or that kind of thing. But that did help me to kind of recharge.
Right.
I don't know, it says 3 hours. I don't know if I got the full 3 hours. I couldn't tell you.
You probably did.
Yeah, but I definitely was able to come back and
stop working.
Yeah. So I just that's actually cool too. I found that on YouTube. And I can't think of the guy's name, but shout out to Mr. Binaural Beats with the 15-minute.
Yeah.
nap.
We're going to start having to give these YouTube people some credit. We're going to start remembering some names. And
I'm going to bring it next week. I'm going to bring it next time. I can't think of his name on my phone.
But I think one of the main things, though, for mental health is you got to think about the things that it takes to operate your body.
Yeah.
You need sleep. You need food. You need exercise.
Sometimes you just need silence.
Sometimes you just need silence. There's a number of things that you need to do that you know that you need to do as an adult for yourself that you may or may not do.
Yeah.
But the more of those things that you do, like eating right, exercising, you won't have that fatigue. You schedule your day, you can stretch burnout from happening to you. You know, as long as you live a healthy lifestyle while you're chasing your dreams, it's going to be a lot better on your body and your mind.
Yeah.
You know, the more, not saying that you have to be perfect, because I try to meal prep, and that shit is hard sometimes.
It is.
Sometimes you don't feel like doing that.
Yeah.
But the more of those good habits that you can stack, the better off you are for your self-care, your mind, body, and soul.
Yeah. I think those are very important things. I agree. I 100% agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you also have to make sure that, like, if you have kids, things can get chaotic at home. You don't never know
Definitely.
what's going to happen. So you've got one sitting here doing homework. You've got one listening to their headphones, doing the dishes, singing out loud. And you've got the other one in the front living room with the TV on, turned all the way up to 100. That is so overstimulating. I'm not speaking from experience.
No, not
at
all.
But you have to know when it's too much and when to step away too, because that one piece that we touched on it and we just moved on, the irritation. That's that irritation that comes.
Did we skip?
We talked about it briefly, but that irritation comes, and then you just lash out. Like, and when it's been too much, you've dealt with all of that at work.
Right.
And you've dealt with all of the, you've had to deal with the people at work. You've had to deal with the things at work. You've had to deal with the laundry, or you've had to cook dinner, and then you've got all of these kids arguing back and forth or bickering, and whatever the case may be, making all this noise. You're completely overstimulated.
Right.
And you've tried to maintain your calm and your cool. So what do? You're going to have to step away.
Right.
You have to know when enough is enough and that you have to step away. And you have to, again, that word I used earlier, recalibrate.
Yeah.
And figure out how to handle it, because your kids may not think that they're doing anything wrong. They may not think they're doing anything wrong. And then when you lash out and you're telling them to shut the heck up or turn all of this crap off, they like, well, dang, what did I do?
Right.
And so you don't want that burnout to spill over, into how you handle your kids and your family, your spouse, whatever. So just be very conscious of that. Start looking at things, from a different viewpoint, and not just it's been a hard day. No, just something happened. Something is going on that's causing you to feel this way.
Right.
What is it? Identify it. And let's figure out how we can resolve that.
Right.
So
definitely.
Again, I am not. I don't know that there's to me there's not a right or wrong thing to do it. I'm just
It's we have children, we have families.
Yeah.
And we've been through a lot of this stuff.
Yes.
So we know what works for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just giving tips and tricks to what can help people out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's the major part, because, I don't have a PhD. I went to school. I learned some things.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm here to take care of me and mine.
Yeah.
And if what I say can help you, then I love that. That's what having a story is for. Everybody has a story.
Yes.
No story, no glory.
I like that. Okay. No story, no glory.
Right. But
I
think that's all our action items.
Okay.
You got anything else you want to add?
I don't. I think this is a very important topic. I hate that it, it's so short. But I think that what I'd like to do at some point is bring an expert in. And talk to them about it. I think this is a super important topic in our community, and we definitely I want to explore this further for entrepreneurs.
Definitely have some resources to offer and such.
Absolutely.
But that's the wrap on today's episode of No Ceilings on the Turtlesmith Network. Your challenge this week: do one thing to take care of yourself, whether it's drinking water, taking a real break, or talking to someone about your stress. If you have any questions about the information provided here today, please go to turtlesmith.com for more information. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, share this episode with somebody that needs it. Until next time, keep grinding, keep growing, and remember, there are no ceilings to what you can achieve.